All these alien invasions really make me sick. Welcome to Alien Syndrome for the NES, originally in the arcade by Sega, but brought to the NES by Tengen, aka Atari. Alien Syndrome had its original debut in the arcade in 1987, as I mentioned, as a Sega title. And then in the following year, 1988, it just started appearing all over the place. Some of the systems it went to were the Famicom, the Master System, of course, MSX, Amiga, Atari ST, the Amstrad CPC, and the Commodore 64. The NES version wouldn't come along until 1989 under the Tengen label for obvious reasons. Sega wasn't a NES licensee. For that matter, neither was Atari, but they figured out a way to get around the lockout chip, and, I guess the enemy of my enemy is my distribution partner. Incidentally, '89 also saw a ZX Spectrum release, and it wasn't until 1992 that Alien Syndrome made it to the Game Gear and the X68000. There was one more appearance of Alien Syndrome in the United States in 2007. There was a sequel by the same title that was released for, of all combinations, the Wii and the PSP. It was incredibly poorly reviewed, however, which pretty much killed any possibility of the series continuing from there. But there was also one other reappearance, a series called Sega Ages, primarily in Japan, did remakes of classic Sega properties, and this was one of them. It was actually redone as a polygonal twin-stick shooter. Think along the lines of Smash TV. And that was released on the Japanese PlayStation 2 and the Saturn being where the series started, but later made it to the Xbox 360 and PS3 and the Switch digitally as Sega Ages Online. So that's basically the information I have for this. So, with all of the preliminaries aside, let's get down with the sickness. And had no sound there for some reason. Cool little title theme there, and I like the wagging alien tail. Your comrades are in danger. Exit stage right. The battle has just begun, but this guy is only half involved in it. That looks for all the world like the thing in Contra 3 that pulled the doors aside. So you can do two-player simul if you want, and as usual, I'm going to be playing the female character, Mary. There's no difference between the two at all. Round one, we start on the chainsaw ship. So we need to rescue our comrades here, and you can see by where they are there on the map where you need to go to rescue them. We got a time because it said the bomb was set. Okay, now, fortunately in this early area, the aliens are really slow and really weak. I don't know what the S is supposed to be. I use turbo anyway, so I've never really been able to figure out an appreciable difference. And as you can see, you can just fire right through the crewmates, and they'll be perfectly fine. Very nice to have blast-proof crewmates. And here we have the flamethrower. Yes, they hate fire. All aliens hate fire. Ellen Ripley will tell you this. This I don't like too much. This is the weapon I love. The laser. That's why. Enemy penetration. It will not penetrate through walls, unfortunately, but you don't really need it to. Just line it up and take care of the enemies really quickly. And I could pick up that laser, but there's no point. It's not going to double the power or anything. Those question marks are just points. Exit we'll have to return to in a moment. Nothing special needed to open those gates, fortunately. And the W warps us. To where, I have no idea. Which is, why it's kind of a crapshoot. So let's see where the last one is. Okay, all the way up in the left corner. GB Alien Syndrome, yes. The aliens are from the Kauai Nebula. I will display FB, which stands for Fireball, at another time. And the boss, Hugger. It's Bailey. Hugger is only vulnerable when it opens the center section to release the little alien shrimp or whatever the hell they are. You'll find the phrase whatever the hell they are to be a recurring theme in this game. Yep. And one problem with Alien Syndrome, some of the hitboxes are kind of suspect. Hugger is very hard to hit sometimes, but fortunately he doesn't take a whole lot of shots to kill. No. And just like that, I have run out of things to say about him. The ghost in the robe. Also, one other thing I can say, actually, Hugger was the alien that was featured on the arcade flyer for this game. And second form, of course. But it only takes a couple of shots and it explodes. And the ROM, by the way, is corrupted, so you're going to see those things in the upper left corner. And pause for a second so I can switch to the next map. Okay. Alright, now I'll go ahead and show you the fireball. Not much to it. It's just long range and It doesn't explode on contact or anything. Very inferior version of the fire weapon from Super C, basically. Okay. See, real space warriors ask for directions. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened there. As far as I know, there isn't a screen wipe attack in this game. It's Power Glove. Between fire and fireball, I would much rather have fireball, though. Because it's just really kind of dangerous to let the aliens get too close. You know, just always with, you know, saving the people in these games, why can't they just run to the exits on their own? You know, just saying. You know, make it easier on me, you know. I'm trying to help you, but you got to help yourselves, too. Whoop. Oh, quick proof of concept. Yeah, that's bad. Don't do that. Oh, and I'd like to note the completely non-copyright infringing alien designs here. Yeah, these are totally different. They're grammatical aliens. They bleed assonance. Incidentally, yes. Okay, now we're cooking. Ironically, I say now we're cooking after I get rid of the fire weapon. Good thing also the timer stops when you're looking at the map, so always a plus there. Oh yeah, I told you, Hugger. Yeah, someone got original WWE Bailey and mutated her. Like, they crossed her genetics with one of those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men she used to have. And things just went terribly wrong. I'm willing to blame John Laurinaitis, but then again, I'm willing to blame him for just about anything. I don't remember if I mentioned it before, by the way, but you can't do anything about the spawners, no matter what weapon you have. They're just going to always be there. And you get a little time bonus when you are ready to face the boss. So running out of time is really only a concern while you're in the main area. And this is Asophi, as you can see. It only takes a couple of shots to get rid of the shielding. And you can get in a fair few hits if you can get horizontal with them, but you really need to be careful about that. And the target, as you can see, is his mouth. Not always easy to line up exactly. I hear enough. Yep. Asophy is a relatively easy target, but you know, he's big enough and he will happily move down to your level to let you shoot him. But the problem is the actual hitbox is very precise, and he doesn't stay there very long. Throwing all those other things out there for you to dodge doesn't help either. As you can see, you can kind of hit him on the upper lip. And he does not have a second form, and there's a wrench in him for some reason. But we have left him behind in a pool of his own Nickelodeon gack. Okay. Setting my Area 3 map. So now we're down onto a planet of some type. And very weird-ass aliens that spin their eyeballs at you. Okay, I'm just going to rewind that. This is the area where I tend to lose the most time, because there's a lot of dead ends. So, on the rare chances you get to actually... Damn it! Nah! No. I will not spin for you. Good God, these guys have a lot of eyes. On the rare chances you actually get to view a map in this level, you definitely want to take advantage of it. I'll take it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I want to go back down and around. These things kind of look like somebody squished Kermit the Frog. Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here to throw my eyeballs at you. You human scum. I'm going to fuck you up. Wow, you're just dangling on the precipice there. I don't know if you were waiting for a rescue or trying to end it all. Okay, so I think one is in the upper left corner. Yes. I kind of try to avoid the warp, considering I showed it off to show it off, basically. But there's no real consistency as to where you're going to end up. If there were distinct warp points, I would be a little more liable to use it, but as it is, no. Don't need the map, thank you. Points, gimme. And now we have Takedi, who is actually pretty easy to deal with, relatively speaking, because he only has 2 attacks. The first is to send the eyeball orbs out at you, and the second are these red eels. You just have to be careful not to let anything build up. Having the laser really does help here, because you can power your way through the stuff that Takeda throws at you. Also, staying inside the arc of the eyes is the easiest way to avoid them. And you just shoot the empty eye sockets and you can really layer on some damage. And someone got... someone just poured salt on him. And question mark Jicano. Okay. Alright, well, we have gone through the first 3 levels of Alien Syndrome. We have gotten a lot of our people out of harm's way. And I think that's going to be good for a first session of it. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. And always remember, when it comes to aliens, kill it with laser. Until we game again. This episode's interstellar copyright law was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, Viceroy Scorn, Diode, Jumpy Cat, Shin Majin, the post-production contributions of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my alienated lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.